here I am. Well, it was actually my very first vehicle, Datsun 200 SX, also nicknamed as the Silver Bullet. It was a very small car, pretty much a two-seater, one of those ones that had a back seat, but really you didn't want to use the back seat. And I'd only had it for maybe a month or so, and I was coming home from Columbus for the weekend, and coming up Route 71, up the highway. And I imagined back then the speed limit was 55, so I was going 55, 60, and all of a sudden it started cutting out. The engine started cutting out and kind of like jumping, and it just wasn't run. It was running real rough. So I pulled off on an exit and went to a gas station. Back then, the gas stations actually were somewhat serviceable. They would, they had a garage. So he looked at it and he says, "Oh yeah, it's just your fuel filter. It's just a little clogged. So let me blow it out with an air compressor." So he did that and put it back on. He says, "Yeah, you'll be good to go. You might need to buy a new one, shortly, but you'll be good to go." So I went ahead and went home for the weekend, and no problems, buzzing around the whole weekend, heading back to college on Sunday night. So I'm back on Route 71, just heading back down to Columbus by myself in the Silver Bullet, and up ahead of me, I'm following a car, another smaller car, and in front of him is a truck, and we're starting to go up a hill, and this car starts to go up and around this truck to pass it, and as the car is starting to pass it, the truck starts veering to the left, and I'm like, oh my gosh, he's falling asleep. And the car actually started speeding up and actually had to go off on the berm on the left-hand side, but went ahead and passed up. He was blowing his horn and stuff. And so then the truck pulled back into his lane. So I was like, man, the guy's falling asleep. That's crazy. So, but he was going slower, so I went ahead and pulled over into the passing lane and started to pass him. And as soon as I got right up behind the truck starts veering over at me, and I was like, whoa! So I went over into the berm a little bit, but I wasn't far enough past him, so I had to back off. So I backed off, and I was like, man, gosh, this guy's really falling asleep. Make sure he's back in his lane before I try again. So he pulled back into his lane fairly quickly, and thought, all right. So I accelerated and started to pass him again, got about mid-truck, and he starts coming over on me again. And this time I was like, oh man, this isn't good. This is intentional. He's not falling asleep. He's a kamikaze here. So I backed off again, and I'm behind him because I just couldn't get past him. I didn't have the guts, or I didn't think my little Silver Bullet had enough get up and go to get past him that quick. So I backed off again, and I'm sitting back behind him. And like my heart was racing now because I know he was, just trying to knock me off the road. And so I'm just staying behind him, and there's a rest area coming up. And so he puts on his signal and starts to pull over into this rest area. And I was like, oh, good, now is my chance. So I got in the passing lane and started going faster. I just thought, okay, I'm going to just fly by him in the passing lane then, just get by this goon. And so I was probably going about 70. He comes out of the off lane and comes all the way across the two lanes to come and get me. And I'm freaking out as he's coming across, and I just floored it. And so I'm going 65, 70, 75, 80. And he couldn't, luckily I had enough speed, momentum going, because he had started to slow down to act like he was getting off. So I actually got by him. So I was like, yeah, I got you, bugger, I nailed you. Got by you, you tried to get me and it didn't work. So I'm literally going probably 70, 75 because I accelerated and I wanted to get some distance from him. So I'm going and I'm celebrating and fist in the air, and all of a sudden the old fuel filter starts acting up on me. I'm serious. This thing starts acting up and starts cutting out. I see my speedometer, 65, 60. I'm starting to go up a grade now. I'm looking in my rear view mirror, and here's that truck closing the gap on me. I'm like, unbelievable. This can't be happening. I'm just like, come on, I'm trying to pump the gas. It just keeps dropping. 55, 50. I didn't have a choice. I had to pull over. It wasn't going any further, and I'm going up this grade. So I pulled off, came to a stop. The truck just kept coming, barreling. He comes flying by me. He didn't scrape me, but it was so close. The car was just shaking. He came so close. Not only came so close, he put on his brakes extremely quick and pulled over on the berm in front of me. Now, if you want to talk about some wet pants, I have them at this point. So, I actually... Oh, well, okay, I didn't have
They were
wet
literally
pants, but it sounded good. But I was shaking. I had a 5-speed, so I put it in reverse and started backing up. I thought, well, okay, he's got a big rig here, and he's not going to be able to back up. That's one advantage I have on him. So I put it in reverse and started backing up the berm on the highway on Route 71 and distanced myself from quite a ways, so at least I was watching, and is he going to get out? Is he going to walk back and come after me? Because I know he can't back up after me now. And so I sat there, just waited, probably a good 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And finally he pulled out and just started to take off. So I waited there another 5 or 10 minutes, just, shaking in my boots, wondering, I don't want to encounter this guy again. He must be on drugs or something. So I went ahead and finally pulled out, and then I went probably 45, 50 miles an hour, so I would never catch up with the goon again. So that's my real life story.